Hey guys, I'm Sean, and I am an ARKaholic. Now guys, before we get into this episode, just full transparency, I am recording this episode before episode 2 has officially come out for you guys, so I don't have any comments or anything to go over with you guys, but the reason why I'm kind of jumping straight into episode 3 is because this upcoming weekend, my wife-to-be and I will be making a road trip up to both Jersey and Long Island because we have our bridal shower coming up. We are a little over a month out until wedding day. It's really crazy. It's been really, really busy here, and we are going to be making the drive. Flights are just incredibly expensive. It's crazy. They want like $1,000+ round trip, which just blows my mind. I'm like, screw it. Let's get in the car. We'll do a 12-hour trip and everything. I don't know if I'm going to be back on Monday in time to possibly have an episode out for you guys, so I am going to be jumping a little bit ahead here. So just want to give you guys a heads up in case you're like, well, why didn't you talk about this? Or why didn't you talk? Yeah, that episode 2 hasn't come out yet for you guys. But I did want to mention something because I forgot to mention in episode 2. By the way, guys, last episode, we ended up making our wonderful looking base here. I like our little beach shack. And I think today we are going to focus on possibly getting ourselves the upgrade station going, kind of taking a look at that. And hopefully, if we get enough levels, I don't know if it's going to happen, but we're currently at level 12. If we do end up getting to level 16, maybe making a raft in today's episode. We'll have to see what happens. But a lot of people were mentioning in episode 1, when I was talking about the mods and everything, the thieving necklace mod, we now have cats in the game. Cats will basically go ahead and do the thieving mod. Here's the thing, guys. I know this is kind of silly to say. I am not a fan of cats. I really am not. I'm a dog person through and through. Like, I have no interest in taming the cat. That's how bad it is. I do not like cats. So, this is also a mod that I've kind of wanted to work for the longest time, so I'm really giving it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm really trying to hope, and maybe it'll be successful, and maybe it will end up working for us, and obviously, last episode, we didn't really kill anything that could drop either the Pegomastix claws or the Ichthyornis talons, but I'm still hopeful that the mod is going to work because it is good for people, especially when you have a... Distaste sounds really bad. No, that's not what I want to say. I just don't like cats, guys. That's really what it is. To the point that I have zero interest in taming a cat in the series. Maybe at some point later down the line, I'll say, fine, we'll take a look at it. We'll do a spotlight or something, but don't expect me to have that cat on my shoulder for longer than I need to. Let's put it that way. So I am trying to find alternatives, which is why we are going to be working with the thieving necklace mod to possibly see if it works. This is kind of a longer battle that I've been working with, let's put it that way. But anyways, just grabbing a few resources and everything ready to go here as we get into this one. But regardless, guys, if you find yourself enjoying this one, take a second, make sure to hit that like button, really helps out the channel. On top of that, guys, if you're excited for more of this series, take a second and hit that subscribe button, really helps out the channel too. And if you guys want to show further support, I do have channel memberships. I try to put these videos out for channel members a little bit earlier so that you do get earlier access to these videos if that's something you're interested in. Memberships start at $1.99, and not going to throw too many hints out there, but maybe, just maybe, there is another interesting perk coming for channel members. Don't want to give anything away too soon, but we'll see what you guys think about that. Anyways, I want to get started by going ahead and making that upgrade station. I want to see if we can go ahead and get that done because although we are using metal tools right now, we technically can't go ahead and repair our stuff because we're not even at the level for a smithy or anything. So I want to go ahead and get the upgrade station going because one, we could use it to repair our items technically, but at the same time, I might want to go ahead and take the original stone hatchet that we had and see if we can get that all the way up to Ascendant and compare the two. Because if a stone Ascendant hatchet is just as good as the metal one, we might as well use the stone one until we're actually at the level to be able to repair the hatchet, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and kill you. I definitely need XP. That's definitely something we need to look into. I thought I heard a second one around here. And yes, I do realize I do not really have any arrows, and this is kind of silly that we're out here with 1 or 2 arrows only, but it is what it is. No big deal. I kind of wanted to move a little bit further away from base in order to get my stone if possible. You guys know me. I like a PvE experience in my game. Is this one I pick up? Yeah, it is, of course. I like a PvE experience with my game where I don't necessarily like to destroy the rocks and everything around my base. I like to keep that nice feel to it. If we have to, we will, but I'd prefer not to. I do need to start going and hitting these crates, though. I do need to get these out of the area, and I'm kind of hoping... This is one of the only crates that I'm kind of hoping goes away entirely. I don't want this thing to respawn. I guess we'll go ahead and hit this too. But I think from the last episode, I think we needed a total of 50 stone in order to pull it off. And as I said, I'm literally recording this right after ending episode 2. I went ahead and edited it, and that's pretty much it. I'm right back in the game. So much so that I completely forgot to see if the mod's need an update, since the game has had an update here. Oh my god. I'm just so eager to get back in, guys. I guess that's a good sign, right? But anyways, let's see if I can walk here. Yeah, okay. So still got the cooked meat going here. We might as well go ahead, split these, and throw these on. Why the heck not? We do have a little bit of narco berries here, which we can go ahead and get a little bit more with if I can get the right angle. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get some more narco berries going. I'm not going to throw the flint in there right now. I'd rather hold on to all this stuff. We need a little bit of food, and I do need a little bit of water. There we go. Cool. All right, so I want to make myself the upgrade station. Now, is this going to work or no? Probably not. We have wood. Oh, wait, no. The wood's all in here, isn't it? All right, that's fine. We can go out and get wood. It's not that big of a deal. I guess we can hit this one. I know it's kind of close to the base. You know what? We'll hit the small one. The small one should get us 30. Or not. All right, I guess we'll get the big one. There we go. 30's enough. Now it's going to tell me we're missing everything else. How far out can I do this, actually? Let's see. Will it allow me to pull from here? Transferred 0 items. Yeah, there's something up. Okay. I probably will have to jump out of the game here in a second and definitely check the mods out and see if they do need updates. All right, let's see. We're going to try it one more time now that we're in the base. Yeah. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to check to see if the mods do, in fact, need an update right now, and I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, guys, so we're back in. All the mods are currently updated, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. It could very well just be the timing that all the mods haven't had a second to... I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a mod creator. I have no idea how it works. I just play the games. But yeah. Okay, so what do we need? We need stone. Probably going to need all of this stuff. And then what else am I going to need? There we go. So I can make the upgrade station. Okay, so we're kind of currently going to be working in vanilla a bit here. That we do need to naturally pull the items out. It's fine. No big deal. We'll go ahead and set up the upgrade station over here for the meantime. We can, of course, move this around here in the future. But for right now, we'll do our best to kind of line this up. Okay, so it's actually pretty straight already. It's just a matter of getting it set, and we are going to put it there. So here's how the upgrade station works, guys. So what's really cool about this is, if we go ahead and take an item, we will take our primitive stone pick and throw it in here. If we click this, it will say attempt an upgrade, right? Now, obviously, we don't have the items or anything in there, but if we did have the items in there, for example, like such, and I attempt an upgrade, bam! I can upgrade this to ramshackle. And then if I have the items again, I can upgrade it to needing more thatch. Okay, so we can't actually do it. But you guys get the idea. Long story short, you can go ahead and upgrade your items all the way up to ascendant if need be, and then past. When you finally get an ascendant item, I kind of thought originally that, okay, that's it. That's all you can get. because I think I had a hatchet that was like maybe 200 damage on ascendant, and I'm like, okay, well, that's it. It makes sense to go ahead and get loot drops and all that kind of stuff, because you can get some crazy 400, 600% hatchets, pickaxes, the whole nine. No, you can upgrade it further where it basically stays ascendant. It just keeps increasing the damage and the durability. So it can get a little bit crazy, but I do think it's a nice balance if you're going through your series and you just cannot find for the life of you a friggin' good pickaxe, you know what I mean? Or a really good hatchet or a long neck or something like that. And I mean, you are hunting and hunting for the item and you just can't find it. So I like having this as an alternative. I will say that it's definitely up to the user how much you want to abuse it. For right now, I am going to go ahead and upgrade the hatchet and the pick to ascendant. We're going to do that for the stone stuff because let's be honest, once we hit level 20 and we get metal's going to be better in the long run. But for right now, I think it just makes sense to let's get the stone stuff built up and see what kind of numbers we can get, honestly. I think we could get some crazy stuff. And the good news is, especially when it comes to the hatchet, pretty sure the hatchet uses flint to make, doesn't it? Which it's kind of silly, if I'm going to be honest. I feel like flint, because flint is such a pointier rock, I guess, I feel like that would be more of the pickaxe. And the rounder rock, being the stone, would be more of your hatchet, right? It's kind of silly how it's kind of opposites, you know? But let's go ahead and get our original hatchet out. And I think we're also going to go ahead and put the metal one away at this point, because we're going to do some upgrading. And let's see how crazy we can get these numbers. So, first thing I'm going to want to do, let's go ahead and attempt the upgrade with you. And that's ramshackle still. That's crazy. All right, let's just keep going. All right, so now we are in journeyman. And that's it. So I need 26 more thatch again. Okay. Now, what if I wanted to start doing the hatchet? So there's our ramshackle. And we're missing stuff again. Okay, that's fine. But it is definitely nice going ahead and doing these upgrades. And then on top of that too, guys, I mean, you can do it with anything. And I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, you can also do this with like modded stuff, which is kind of crazy too. The fact that the upgrade station does work with that. It's interesting. Interesting to say the least. I'm going to get myself a little bit of stone here because I feel like we're going to need that in the long run. I definitely need some wood. I definitely need some thatch. Now, of course, the yields probably won't be as good right now. But I'm curious, once we do get these to ascendant and everything, what are the numbers going to be looking at, you know? Like, are we going to be able to get some crazy, crazy harvesting numbers? Or is it still, because it's stone stuff, is it still just going to be meh, middle of the road, you know what I mean? And it's still going to be better once we do make the transition over to metal. But I'm honestly kind of thinking at this point too, we might as well just get all of our clothes up to ascending, because let's be honest, it's all cloth. But I think that's where we'll stop. I don't want to go anything too crazy. I don't want to start upgrading the metal stuff. I think that doesn't make sense, especially the crossbows and stuff like that. Maybe we'll upgrade the bows too. Like, we'll do all the primitive stuff. I think that makes the most sense. And maybe we'll go ahead and put the crossbows away and we'll go back to a primitive lifestyle, you know? Let's attempt again. And let's attempt again. Oh, God. Okay. I need some more. All right. Yeah, probably should have just went out on a thatch run instead. Didn't really think about that. But now we are at, what, 250 damage on our pick? That's going to be pretty good, honestly. And this area does have a lot of these smooth rocks. I think I mentioned this in the last episode. These are your river rocks. This is a really, really good way to get yourself some early game metal. And because we're just increasing the amount of damage on this thing, the more and more and more yield that we get. And then on top of that, too, the more chance that we're going to get metal, you know? It's... the numbers are going to start getting, not necessarily crazy or anything, but they, you know, the numbers will start to become respectable. Let's put it that way. And if you go ahead and break a lot of these down, you know, we could be looking at some pretty good metal harvesting numbers straight away here, which is nice. Gotta level up. That's absolutely huge. We are at level 13. We're just going to keep going weight at this point. Don't ask how long we're going to wait for. I have no idea. We're just going to keep going. We have a ton of flint, so I'm not worried about flint or anything like that, but we are going to just keep gathering just a little bit of stone here and there. And I mean, that's a pretty good, decent amount so far. Again, guys, we are on 1 official rates. Sorry, we're on 2. I was about to say 1. No. We're on 2 rates. So, using a stone hatchet, getting about 50-ish stone from it, that's not that bad, honestly. So, going ahead and upgrading this stuff is definitely beneficial in the long run, but let's throw all that in there. Let's get you guys in there. What's really nice about this, too, is anytime you do an upgrade, and we'll do this one, it also repairs the item on the fly, too, which is really nice. But now we are at Mastercraft, and now we are at Ascendant. That is a 317 damage Ascendant stone pick with 295 durability. But like I said, you don't have to stop there. You can keep going if you want, as long as you have the resources, of course. 358 is kind of crazy. Can we do one more? If we could do one more upgrade, if we can hit 400. No, I need more. Okay, I think we're going to go for 400. I want to see that number. Watch, it's going to end up at like 396. You know, that's exactly what it's going to end up at. 100%. The game knows I want to be at 400. It's going to shoot it to like 396, 398, like right on the border where I'm going to go, all right, fine, let's make the change. All right, one more upgrade, you know. But yeah, let's just go ahead. I mean, look at the amount of thatch that we're getting. This is awesome. This is really, really awesome. And again, for people that might not be too much of a fan of this, I completely understand. But at the same time, I think, one, it's your responsibility to figure out how you want to do your playthrough. And it's your responsibility to also not go too overboard with it. Because, let's be honest, right now we could technically just go ahead and literally get... Well, we couldn't, I guess, with the crossbow because we don't have metal bars. But, like, you could get to Ascendant very quickly. You guys are seeing that right now. So it just depends on kind of what kind of playthrough experience you're looking to have. And in my opinion, I like having that. Oh, I was like, wait, we just got thatch. I forgot to put it in there. All right, let's see if we get to 400. $420. All right, 420 it is. That's what we're sticking with. Let's keep going with you now and see what we can get Ascendant-wise. Look at those numbers. Look at those numbers. Now, I'm really curious here. 372. We're going to go one more. Oh, I can't. 34 more thatch. Now, here's the thing. Look at the item ratings. 26 and 21. How insane is that? Oh, my God. This is the type of stuff that you do find in loot drops and everything. Now, granted, we can keep going. We can bring this up to 600 damage, 700 damage, 1,000 damage. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And really, that's where, you know, that's where it's up to you if you want to pump the brakes or not. You know what I mean? Now, when it comes to, like, going crazy with your character and everything, you know, I think I can feel that it's justified going ahead and upgrading our primitive bow and our cloth armor. You know what I mean? Because, let's be honest, the minute we're in hide, we're going to probably be ditching the cloth armor. You know what I mean? It's going to be short-lived. But I also want to go ahead and get every single piece of armor built up and everything, just to kind of, like, be able to have a little history of our playthrough, if that makes sense. I know it sounds kind of cheesy and stuff, but once we get to Genesis in 2029, at this point it feels that way, we'll finally have the mannequins. And I think it would be really cool if we kind of made an area eventually that we were able to see all the different armor sets that we had and all the different weapons we had throughout the series and the first pick and the first hatchet and the, you know what I mean, kind of going down memory lane, if you will. I think that would be a really, really cool concept. And yeah, that's kind of why I'm pushing for this kind of stuff. I think it would be really cool to have. And it'd be really cool to look back at our armor and say, oh my God, we had a 70 armor cloth hat. You know what I mean? Like something like that. But like I said, you can go insane with these numbers, and there will be people in the comments saying, yeah, you're going a little crazy with this, which is fine. 455, that's good enough. All right, cool. But there we go. There is our hatchet, and there is our pick, and we are looking at 455 weapon damage with 395 durability, and we are looking at 405 durability with 420 weapon damage. And of course, like I said, we can do the same thing if we want with all of this stuff too. We can go ahead and upgrade if we decide that we want a better pair of shoesies. We can literally do shoesies. We can do this. And we can just keep going and going and going, as long as you have the materials, of course. The only thing I will probably say is it's going to come down to just fiber at some point, which is probably why I think I mentioned in the last episode, getting a Mo Shops would definitely be pretty good at some point. But yeah, you guys could see the amount of fiber has pretty much dwindled at this point. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this upgrade. Yeah, because of the fiber. But look at that. Looking pretty good already, honestly. And we can keep going crazier and crazier with this. And I mean, look at our cold and heat resistance already. 151 and 186. And what's nice about this is I am a huge, huge advocate for putting levels into Fortitude. I think Fortitude is incredibly, incredibly important in a series. I'm going to be honest. I walked away from the computer because Scouser was at the door, and I came back not even knowing what I was talking about. So anyways, we're just going to go ahead and continue from here. But yeah, I do think we are going to go a little bit more of a primitive style right now, especially since I can't repair all my stuff and whatever. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to switch a few things up here. I'm going to take the bow, bring it back down. I am going to take the crossbows, and I'm going to go ahead and put them away. I will take that arrow, though, in the meantime. And I think we are going to be doing something that you guys know and love. We're going to break down some more of these guys. I guess I could keep the crossbow in my inventory, though. No, you know what? No, I'm sticking to my guns. Let's just do this. Let's just keep going. Eventually, we'll get another bow. There's another bow. Perfect. That's going to come down here, and there we go. We'll have two bows for the meantime. Now, of course, I know with ASA, guys, you don't technically need two bows. You can literally just have one, and by holding X, you can switch between the normal bows and eventually tranks, but I like having two, especially in early game. It's easier to just switch to another weapon instead of reloading, especially if you're in that situation that you might end up dying over something. So that's my logic behind it. But let's go ahead and pop you in here, and let's see what we need to upgrade these bows, because it'd be really nice to get ourselves a decent bow straight away too. And I know I threw the shield in here. I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't think I used the shield enough to even have it, and it weighs a lot. So I think we're just going to chuck the shield, period. If I ever want another one, I can go ahead and break a couple storage boxes and get 10 more, you know. But, okay, so we need fiber. Duh. Okay, sounds good. So let's go on a bit of a fiber run here. But, yeah. But I do think that this mod just brings something a little bit different to the game, in my opinion, which is why I do like having it. Even though you guys know I am a loot goblin. I'm a massive loot goblin, and I will continue to be a loot goblin, but I do like having this option too, just in case, you know. But I will say we haven't really ventured from this area, so it's kind of been a good thing and a bad thing, I guess, at the same time, where we haven't had any of the archology. I want to say archaeology each time. I want to add an E onto it for some reason. Archology. We haven't seen any of the archology creatures yet because we haven't really left this area. And to be honest, nothing's really spawned in this area. So it's going to be a surprise what we run into. Whether it's a good or bad surprise, I guess, has remained to be seen. I don't know if I want to head back towards the Blue Ob because I do feel like there's going to be a couple of archology creatures there. And I guess the interesting question, and maybe we will head towards Blue Ob, because the interesting question is going to be, will the archology versions of the potentially Pegomastex. I don't know if there is a Pego version, but I believe there's an Ichthyornis version. Now, will that drop the talons or not? Maybe that's a question we'll be able to figure out today. I'm also realizing that I'm going to have to use a bow, not a crossbow, to kill Ichthyornises. Oh, boy. That might not be good. All right, I guess we'll figure that out. But yeah, it certainly would be great to come across a Moschops at some point if we can tame it, because this is rough gathering fiber this way. It really, really is. What other creatures can you use to gather fiber? You have Gigantopithecus, Bigfoot. We're not even near where a Bigfoot could be, so that's out of the question. Obviously a Theri, but we're... yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't know what else. I mean, that's the one that comes to mind for me, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, we have a decent amount of fiber here. I think we're good. We're pretty much encumbered with the amount of fiber and berries that we have. So, all right, let's drop all this. Let's drop all this stuff. And then we can also use that to make more narco berries. Or narcotics, rather. Yeah, that's another thing we need to start looking into. I know I mentioned it in the mods episode 0, I guess, whatever we want to call it, where I kind of went over the day 1 mods and I went over the settings for the series. I did mention about equises, and we are getting to that point. I am getting ready for some equus taming. It's like I had that itch I need to scratch, you know? I need an equus, damn it. But we do need to get ourselves the raft first in order to make that happen. Now, let's throw all the fiber in here that we have. And let's just upgrade one of the bows. I just want to see how far we can go with this much fiber. And see how crazy this thing can get. Can we get to Ascendant on the first? I mean, we're already at Journeyman. That's kind of crazy. No, I need more wood. Oh, wow. Okay, wood. That's actually really surprising. All right. Let's go get a little more wood with our Ascendant Stone Hatchet. Now, how much is it gonna be to actually repair this stuff? You know, it's probably gonna be a decent amount, but that's okay. Now, of course, to repair it, I could just go ahead and... I'm listening out. I heard him jump off the little table by the door. I'm trying to... You know, like when you hear something and you're trying to pinpoint, all right, in the house, based on the noise, where it came from, where is he at this moment? That's kind of what I'm trying to do. Yeah, he's definitely in the living room. Probably by the front door, if I were to guess. It rained a little bit this morning, so I put the front door open for him. Locked, of course. He can't get out or anything, but he likes to watch the rain and stuff. It's funny. All right, there we go. And finally, potentially the... More wood again? Oh my god. It's not going to tell me how much fiber is needed, though, so potentially we're going to need more fiber, too, but we're already looking at a Mastercraft bow. What's the damage on it? I'm just looking more Mastercraft. We're at 228 damage with 199 durability. In comparison, we have a 100 damage bow with 50 durability. So, durability's still not really there yet on this. I mean, it's good. You know, I was kind of hoping a little bit better, if I'm going to be honest. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I think if we can get ourselves into Ascendant, maybe we can do not just Ascendant, but Ascendant and then maybe an additional upgrade into Ascendant. Maybe get to that 250 durability plus, maybe closer to 300 would be nice. Just going to try to grab a little bit of fiber too, just in case. And then, of course, we got a few more narco berries that we can throw in there and make ourselves another narcotic and get ourselves that much closer to level 14. But yeah, at this point, I think the biggest thing for us is going to be a bit of a killing spree in order to get those levels. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to the point by the end of this one to be level 16 and make the raft. Maybe that's what we'll focus on the next episode, because I don't want to just make a raft. I want to go ahead and make something different with the raft. And it's not a taming trap or anything. I've already seen a video on YouTube that I'm going to gain inspiration from, that I'm looking at and going, yeah, that's kind of cool. I think I would kind of like to do that. So, okay, I think he's on the counter. So we're going to do one upgrade here. More fiber. No. Let me go check up on him, though. I will be right back, guys. I swear, these trees are really throwing me off. They look like plants. They do not look like trees. I don't think these should be or could be considered trees. I would think these guys should be trees, and yet I can pick off of them. But then this one's a tree. This doesn't make sense. This really doesn't make sense to me. But anyways. All right, let's throw this stuff out. We got 17 more berries. We're slowly but surely getting there. Look at that level up bar in the corner. Oh, man. But yeah, I think a killing spree is going to be just what we need at this point. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. That'll make us another 3. Okay. We got a little bit more fiber. That should be enough to get us into possibly ascendant. There we go. 256. And we are looking at 237 durability. You know, that's actually pretty good. I'm happy with that. But it's nice to have kind of a comparison between the two, just to kind of give us an idea. Like, okay. Can I wouldn't be able to do another upgrade. Maybe I am. You know what? I am getting a little bit silly with this. Let's do this. We are going to put away you, because we don't need to. I'll just put a new one. I'll put a new crossbow in there and we're good. Now, I guess my last thing is, let's take everything into our inventory, just so we can have 10 bolas ready to go. Now, looking over everything, though, is there anything else that we're looking at? Like, you know what? This is something we should look into right now. Maybe a cooking pot, so we could start getting some dyes and stuff going. You know what? Let's do that. Oh, I'm throwing out all these berries. That would have been perfect. It's fine. And then let's go ahead and we can make 4 of these. You know what? Let's make 4. That's fine. Cool. All right. And then I think we're looking pretty good. I think I'm going to want to... We'll use this for materials for right now. To be honest, the upgrade station could be our storage bin. I mean, this thing holds 300 slots, which is kind of crazy, if I'm going to be honest. Where do I want to put the cooking pot? You know, it'd be kind of cool if we can get the cooking pot kind of like... What was that sound? Did you guys hear that? And it wasn't Scouser barking. I heard like a deep growl. Is there something in the water here? Like, is a Meg like right here or something? You guys heard that too, right? Like, I'm not going crazy. It's like episode 1 all over again. I've still yet to figure out what that noise was, by the way. No comments from you guys. No support. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know where that sound. I don't know where that sound came from. That was weird. You know, it's like that deep grumble. So you know how I mentioned in the last episode that I always want to look to improve this base and make changes and everything? I already found something I want to change. I think we're going to go ahead and extend this area out on each side. Because thinking about it, especially with the raft, trying to get the raft exactly to fit right on here is going to be really tough. If we can have potentially 3 foundations worth, though, that'll be a little bit easier. So, before we continue, let's go ahead and make that change entirely. And I am going to go ahead and just pick everything up. I think it's just a little easier doing it that way. All right, so we're going to need 2 more foundations. Now, let's see. Maybe it was just because it was a modded item. Let's see if it'll work this way. If I do thatch ceiling, and I want 2 thatch ceilings, transferred 0 items. Okay, no. So something needs to be fixed. Okay, sounds good. So throw all this with me. I'll throw this with me, and I'll throw this with me. I don't know if that's going to be enough to make at least 2. Oh, I can. Perfect. Okay, so there's 2. All right, we can at least put those down first and then figure out how we're going to do the rest here. So first things first, let's go ahead and get you outside of here, you here, and you here, right? I want to now put you in here. I want to put you in over here. We're going to need a few more of these beams. Actually, no, we won't. Perfect. Now, I'm going to put the railings on each side, though. And now we'll just need a total of 3 or 2 more ramps across. Yeah, okay, that's a little bit better. That'll also give us a little more room to work with here so we can put the cooking pot outside. Yeah, I think that works. Then maybe on this side we'll put storage instead. Or maybe we take this corner out of storage, right? We put the storage out here. You know what? I think we're going to do that instead. I kind of like that idea. And then the cooking pot can go back inside. And we'll kind of just tuck that here in this corner. Rotate, yeah, right against the wall there. That's perfect. Okay, cool. All right, so now the boxes, I think we'll kind of just pile up in this corner. All right, so I want possibly... Let's see if we can do a little bit of a different design. Maybe we put you here. We put you here, and then you kind of stacked on top. Yeah, that looks okay. I kind of like that. Now, is it sticking? I guess the problem is if I ever wanted to open this window, I guess we don't really have a choice anyways. We can't really open that window anyways because the boxes are in the way, but that's okay. Yeah, that's kind of, yeah, you know what? I like that. All right, so we're going to need, before we continue here, more fiber. I guess we'll take that with us and we'll take a little bit of fiber. But I think we'll also throw these in right now. And we magically got a level. Okay. All right. We're looking at level 14. Not looking too shabby here. I don't know how much fiber we're going to need. But maybe if I get a good enough amount, I could do one more upgrade on the bow too. All right. Just keep in mind when you're building with thatch stuff, and I probably should have mentioned this last episode, apologies. The materials required to make the item weigh less than the actual item you're making. So what I mean by that is currently we're at 189.8 in weight. We're going to make one of these. It's now at 187, so it went down 2 pounds. But we go up to 191.8. So if you're going around making stuff, just keep in mind you will eventually get yourself encumbered. It's the only class of structures that does that. Now, if we built in wood and everything, that number would keep going down, which is really, really cool with building with wood and stone, where you can just fill up your guy with so much stuff to the point of being encumbered where you can't even move. And then you start making materials, and then all of a sudden you can move again. It is great, especially having a really good high weight dino. Like for me, the Equus always comes to mind with that kind of thing. and you just go ahead, you fill up the Equus with just a ton of stone, for example, and then you go around, you gather a decent amount of wood, decent amount of thatch, and then literally once you're both encumbered, transfer everything over to your character and just start making. And it is it's such a great process. I love it. But anyways, I do need to break you. I'm a little bit worried that these are actually spawning back in. I think we might be okay regardless, but it's definitely a concern to kind of have in the back of our minds, especially as we keep getting closer and closer to... Should I put ramps on the sides here? No, it's okay. No ramps. But as we keep getting closer to the raft, that's definitely something we need to kind of keep in the back of our minds. But right now we're at 44 narcotics. That's looking really good. But we have 109 fiber. Let's see if we can pull off one more upgrade. We're currently at 256 with 237 durability. Wood. Okay, we got that. Perfect. All right, we can pull off the upgrade. Are we going to get the 300? I don't think so. No! I need 262 more fiber. All right, you know what? Screw it. I'm going for it. I'll be right back, guys. Let me get that 262 fiber. All right, we got more than enough for the next upgrade. 306 with 280 durability. Yeah, that sounds a lot better. All right, we also have 43 more narco berries. Let's go ahead and make a few more narcotics with that. And we are looking at 1. Okay, I guess not that many. Do we have any spoiled meat in here? We do. And you know what? This is actually on the verge of spoiling. Let's split that. Cynically, I almost want to split this too, but I think we'll move over to this one. There we go. And we'll split you. And I know it's a bit of a waste of cooked meat and everything, guys, but I mean, we have narco berries going at this point. We might as well just keep the narcotic production going. And maybe we'll get ourselves a creature here in the near future that will be able to gather this stuff for us easier. But we got 50 seconds. We'll wait that out. Once this starts making, guys, I think we'll start heading towards Blue Ob just to kind of check out that area, check out our brand new bow, see kind of what we're looking at here. I am going to go ahead and just put this stuff in here for now. I think this is going to be kind of our dedicated storage too, because, I mean, 300 slots is absolutely crazy. We are sitting at level 14, I believe, currently, so we're getting pretty close to... You know, I'm kind of looking at it. What if I go ahead and just use the rest of the fiber that we have and just keep upgrading our stuff? We got 200 and... Maybe we do the shirt. See how much we could do the shirt while we're waiting. And that's it. Okay. All right. Maybe the pants with just that little bit of fiber left? No. Okay. We need more fiber. All right. Sounds good. All right. But we got 22 more spoiled meat here. And that will make us another 7, and we're looking pretty good. All right. Let's hit the road and see what we can get ourselves into with this brand new bow. But yeah, I do think we need to start thinking about colors and everything specifically because, of course, we're, you know, just a normal Ark Survival player right now. I do want to go ahead, though, and get some channel colors going in there. And we got to make this bow look really good, don't we? You know, the really good ascendant bow and everything. We got to... It kind of ran into something here along the way. I didn't think it was a rock. Maybe it was. I don't know. That felt a little weird. I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe it was a dino or something. Yeah, right there. Right there. What is that? Look, there's like a... Yeah. There's like a bit of a spot that I can't... Okay, that's interesting. All right, so I wasn't going crazy. I'm wondering if the noise over here was just ambiance. Like, because technically up there is the jungle area. Maybe it was jungle noises and it's just... Maybe that's what threw me off? You know what, though? I'm not hearing it now. I wonder if it is because of the rain. Maybe it is ambiance noise. I don't know. But all right, we'll continue the adventure and we'll head over here. And let's make sure that we're not going to get killed by any Megs. I think we're okay. All right, so there's an Ichthyornis flying over there. I'm curious if that's a normal or an archaeology one. I guess we're not really going to be able to find out because it's not like we have a spyglass at this point. We are at the levels for spyglass, just I don't know where there's crystal in the area here, if I'm going to be honest. But I guess with our 322 arrows, let's see, one, if we can pull this off, and two, what's that damage looking like? Oh, that looked really close. I feel like it's going to end up attacking me first. I could go on this rock. Maybe we'll do that, just to get a little bit of a height advantage. There we go. So 252 damage. I didn't see anything drop with it. I don't know if it was a nice colored Ichthyornis or just... Yeah, no, it just looks like I don't know. The pattern looks different, doesn't it? I don't know. I've never really went ahead and dissected a Ichthyornis. But anyways, 252. We're not looking bad damage-wise. Let's just get an idea on a dodo. This is a 55 level dodo. 337 is the headshot mate boosted. Oh, God, it's like we're Rambo. 504. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I love it, though, honestly. Again, it's something we're going to be upgrading here in the near future. I'm not really worried about it being a little too overpowered right now, but the biggest thing we're looking at isn't necessarily kills. We're looking at XP, so... I'm totally good with this. I'm wondering, too, because we've already been in this area, though, and because when I did add the archology, oh my god, the archology mod, I didn't do a dino wipe. So I'm wondering if these are just the dodos that we had before. Oh my god. Yeah, sounds about right. Where did that arrow go? I love how I have 300 and something arrows, and honestly, I have so many boxes around here to get another 300, and I'm so worried about picking up every single arrow. That carbo looks a little different, doesn't it? Oh, it definitely is. 100%. That's an archology one. Look at you, dude. You're a 95. But yeah, look at the patterning and stuff. I love it. It's even almost got like a barnacle look on its legs, with that being its own color region. Oh, that is awesome looking. Yeah, I really like that. And then we got the little baby coming up. Oh my god, look at the baby's colors. That is a cool looking baby. Look at you. You're actually even better than the parent. I kind of want to kill the parent for you. By the way, guys, I have no events running right now. There's no survival. Oh my god. There's no summer bash going on. There's no birthday event going on. So the colors you're seeing is just the normal colors, which is kind of crazy. But it's cool that we are seeing archology stuff. My only worry is all of a sudden we're going to see an archology aloe come down from the mountains. And just wreak havoc on this place. Is this a... Nah, it's a normal dodo, isn't it? It is a normal dodo. Okay. Need the XP. 504. That is just awesome. That's awesome. 504, 140. All right, any others? We got a Lystro. It's kind of silly with Lystros. Like, if you try to go for a headshot on a Lystro, its hitbox in an interesting spot. It's almost like you have to just almost miss the target and you get the headshot. You know what I mean? Like, if you actually try to go for the head, for some reason, that's a body shot. All right, let's see what's down this way, though. We do have the Ichthyornis here. Is that the only one? I thought there was... Looked like one was a lot closer. What is that? That's a Dillo over there. Okay, that's fine. But we got to keep in mind that it's not just Dillos we're looking out for now. It's alpha Dillos. Yep. Really? Really? You just see the little splashing in the water. Oh my god. It's just more insult to injury how bad I'm shooting here. Just, oh my god. Oh my god, it was so close. Why didn't I get that one? There we go. Yeah! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It happened. It happened. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Let's make sure, Stan, we're okay. Screw it. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Ah! Oh my god, we got 15? I thought you were supposed to get 1. We got 15? Thank you, Ichthyornis. Oh, man. Okay, so they use the RG claws instead, but that's fine. All right, so how many do I need? I only need 3. Oh, God, I thought I needed like 10. Oh, my God, so we're just going to be fighting, or we're just going to be looking for Pegos at this point. Oh, that's awesome. You look really nice, by the way. It's a bit unfortunate that I have to do that. Now, why are you running, though? If I kill one of your friends, a complete and utter headshot, you shouldn't be running after me, right? Unless there's a baby in the area. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, wait. Did that just say archology? Or did that just say... I don't think it's an archology one. I don't know. Editing, Sean, take a look at that. I'm so in the moment trying to get my headshots. I don't know. I'm curious, when an archology creature dies, does it actually say archology, or does it change back over to the normal, you know? Let's keep looking down here. I just want to see if there's potentially a Pego or two. I can't believe I'm hunting for Pegos at this point. You know what's really bad? We technically had this done in episode 1, too. If I picked up those Pego claws that fell from... I'm pretty sure it's when we killed the baby 150. That's the one that dropped the claws. If we picked that up and that was 15 right there... Oh. Would have been so nice. But it is what it is. No big deal. I'm glad we got the talons, though. I'm glad that we can officially say that the mod is somewhat working. Now it's just a matter of getting... Oh, we got a trike over here. That's right. We got trikes in the area. I'm pretty sure there's an archology trike, too. I'll be honest, that like black rock thing ahead of us, I thought that was a body. Like, I thought that was a Sarko. I'm like, this was a mistake adding that mod. Just throwing Sarkos in random spots. Tell me there's a shark. Okay, there's a shark there. Is that shark coming for me? Oh my god, it is. Okay. Cross, 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 go, 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 go. Cool. No, it's just a cool looking Dillo. I like the dramatic music, but yeah, it's just a normal deal. That definitely wasn't an archology one. All right. What else we got over here, though? Pego. I can't believe I'm excited for Pego. Lego my Pego. Oh, God. No, 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 no. Get in the water. Get in the water. Get in the water. Oh, God. Oh, God. Look at the amount of sharks. Okay, no, this isn't a good idea to be in the water either. Oh, God. Nope, there's a shark right there. I'd rather deal with the... Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. No, 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 no. This was a mistake. Oh, God, there's a dillo there, too. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay. All right, that might be an archology, or that's just a really... Oh, it's definitely an archology, isn't it? Oh, no. No, that was just a 140. Wow. Okay. Are you? You're just a normal Why are these colors looking insane? All right, so unfortunately you didn't give me anything. Unfortunately you didn't give me anything either. I got attacked by a megalodon when in the water here for a second. I don't know which one attacked me, but something attacked me. Maybe it was that one? I don't know. You know, it's kind of interesting that the area that we're living in is respawning the crates, but over here isn't. Look at this. There's no crates at all. Huh. Interesting. Kind of food for thought, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's an archology. I'm pretty sure this is an archology too, right? This Lystro looks a little different, or at least it seems like it's different. Yeah. So what happens when I kill an archology creature? As we all see, archology. Okay, so it will actually say that it's an archology, whatever we're killing. Okay, good to know. Yeah, look at your designs. Kind of interesting. You're a 140. That's kind of cool. But yeah, this is what I mean. So we have an archology creature right here. We have an archology creature right here. You can definitely tell by the shell, right? Look at that. Dodo over here. This first dodo in front of us is archology. You can tell by the... Nope, it's just a normal dodo. Never mind. I was going to say that there's just a lot of them. But no, I'm wondering if... Because when I was doing the testing, I had all 3 of the mods going at once. Maybe that's what made it seem like there was just like an implosion of archology ones. But yeah, none of these are archologies. Interesting. Okay, so maybe... You do look a little bit... I don't know, you look different. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just the implosion of 3 dino mods at once, and that's what caused... I don't know, maybe the center is one of those maps, too, that just naturally has more dinos spawning in on it. So, I don't know, maybe I do retract the statement that archology, it almost seems like there's too many archology creatures. Because right now, it's a pretty nice balance. I'm not finding a lot of them, but when I do, it's like, oh, yeah. You know, which is exactly what I was kind of shooting for. But unfortunately, no Pegos at this point, which is okay. It's not something we might be able to get done today, and I'm okay with that. But cynically, I was hoping to find some Pegos because we are at level 15, and we're going to go ahead and put that into weight. But yeah, look at that bar. That bar is really low. I was kind of hoping to get to level 16 by the end of this one. So the next episode's pretty easy. It's, you know... We make the raft. We do a little bit of an interesting raft design with it, which I'm excited to show off. And then we do some sailing, right? But maybe with this episode... Because I am determined to get to level 16, so maybe this is going to be a little bit of a longer one. So if you guys aren't a fan of longer episodes, I apologize. It's trying to cater to both sets of parties here. There's a lot of people that do like the longer form content, and there's people that don't necessarily like that. So maybe having a sprinkling of longer content here and a shorter episode there and everything, I don't know. But maybe that's how we'll do it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's get back to third person here. But I think what we'll do now is we'll head back to base. We'll drop a few things off. And then I think we're just simply... Oh, okay. So we are getting stuff spawning near base now. Interesting. I was wondering... You know what you look like? You look like an orca. Oh, man. Really interesting, dude. All right, well, not anymore, but, you know, you did. But I guess we got to really be on a lookout now, because if new things are spawning in this area, we could have dillos, we could have... Heck, we can have alphas spawn in, you know. Can have an alpha dillo right at the front of our base here. Which it doesn't look like we have at the moment, which is nice. I'm kind of wondering if we should do the same thing we did in the back in the front. Maybe extend out on this side, and then have the ramps go out further too. I don't know. I'll think about that. You know what? I kind of like this idea. You know what? We're going to stick with this. I don't want to keep making changes here and there to the design of the base. I like where it's at right now. Let's keep it the way it is for a little while at least. All right. But yeah, we have a total of 52 narcotics at this moment. That is awesome. Okay. Let's put some stuff away here. Consumables. I'm probably not going to be taming anything. If I am, I can always just come back. I don't want to take the talons with me just in case I don't know. I'm just thinking, I don't know. Maybe Ichthyornis attacks us and takes the talons. I don't know if that's possible, but I'd rather not play that card just yet. And yeah, I think we're good to go in the other direction now and explore some new areas here. Pretty sure I thought I saw a creature, but no, maybe that's just the plants moving in the wind. But yeah, I remember in Ark Survival Evolved Ragnarok, this area used to kind of be hit or miss. You'd either find a ton of pegos here, or it'd be like just a wasteland. Maybe like one trike or something, and that's it. What is that? Oh, compies. Okay. Something a little bit different. Are these... Oh no, you're just a normal compy. You just look really nice. Again, the colors that we're getting on some of these creatures is... Oh no, oh no, oh no, no. Too many, too many. Too many here. Jesus. All right. Biggest thing I don't want... Oh my god, I don't know if you guys are noticing that. I know it's really tough because I'm just kind of doing this. All of those were compies except for this one. This is an archology compy. That's cool. So you can actually get... I don't see the difference in the designs. I know it's like they're dead, so it's a little tough, but... I don't know. Okay, I see a little bit of the plating on the back. See how this one kind of just has plates that run down the spine? Where's the other one? This one kind of has the platings down the spine, but also along the sides. I don't really notice too much of a difference with this one. I'm going to be honest. I'm really trying to sell it there that there's a difference. I don't necessarily... I think this one looks... Oh, no, this is a normal copy, and this has the plating on the side, too. All right, I don't know what the difference is then between them. But I do know you get a decent amount of XP from killing pack creatures, so... That was a nice chunk of XP for us. All right, we got a dodo here. It's getting attacked by something. Look at you. I thought I saw something in there. Nope, you're just a normal dodo. Another 140. Another Lystro. I think this, nope, that's an archology one. Yeah, okay. Another plant. Some of these plants are looking real wonky. Not in a bad way, just, you know, I'm kind of looking at the plants like, oh, is that a creature? We have bolas on us, so if a saber-tooth comes out of nowhere, we can bola it and run. Oh, no, wait, we have a really good bow. Yeah, we're fine. But I do know if you're heading down this way a bit, I'm pretty sure, crazy enough, Dinotherium can spawn in. Which is kind of insane, I'm not going to lie. But I guess what we'll do is for a second, since it's kind of a little bit of a peaceful area, I'll pull up the map just so you guys can see. We're kind of heading in that direction, just to give you an idea. I know I have the map like really far out, but this map is absolutely huge. A lot of Ichthyornises over here, a couple of Pelagornises. By the way, Pelagornises, really good. Honestly, can be used for a little bit of a niche kind of thing if you want to do. By the way, I do have that top 5 ROI flyer video out there. I know I've gotten a couple of questions and comments about it. Completely, you know, everybody has their favorite flyers and stuff. I just kind of wanted to put a little bit of a different spin on it. We do have some Mo shops here. Listen, if any of you ask for a berry, you're ours. You want a measure berry, you're a 20. Okay. Now, if you ask for a measure berry, you're a 25. And you want giant bee honey. Okay. Well, I guess we're going for the level 20. It also makes it a little bit easier to travel and everything with. And there we go. We got ourselves a Mo shops. What are we going to call you? I am going to just go with... Oh, you're a female. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Let's go with... Right away, I thought of Spike. I don't know why. Let's go with Spike. Was that the... Speaking of which, was that the dog's name from... Was that Sid's dog's name from Toy Story? It's really weird that that's what I come up with, but I don't know why. Was his name Spike? I feel like his name was Spike. Anyways. But yeah, this makes it a little bit easier to travel with and everything, honestly. Fiber gathering is going to be so easy. Plus berry gathering. I mean, this thing will be able to get a ton of berries for us. I know that camera's a little far out. Kind of silly, but I kind of like it at the same time. It allows me to kind of just scan the area. But yeah, level 20, this is going to be the biggest issue, that its stam isn't going to be great or anything. But I just want to have a quick look around here before we head home. I'm glad that we got our first tame of the series and everything. I was just really hoping to find a Pego. But I'm curious to see your damage output. Now, going over stats on you, you have 675 in health, which is 4 points, 420 in stam, which is 4 points. You have 220 weight, which is 5 points, and 122 melee, which is 2 points. By the way, the points showing up there, that is part of the Vanilla with Sprinkles mod. That's not something that's vanilla or anything like that. But I mean, that's 39 damage. That's not bad. You know? Like, in a pinch, that's not bad. Now, here's the thing, of course. I can't fight alongside of this thing because this thing is going to go on the run anytime we get attacked. So if I am going to fight anything, I got to make sure that I'm on the back of this guy. But again, just as a berry gatherer for early game, it's okay. You know, obviously we can get a decent amount of berries, but it's time consuming. With this thing though, look at that. We already have 329 fiber ready to go. Plus the fact that it can pick up carcasses is absolutely huge. Ton of berries too that you get, but let's be honest, we don't actually need those. We can kind of just drop them and move on. And then on top of that too, I can actually drop, oh, I must have dropped them earlier, the mejo berries that we had in our inventory, but we're looking pretty good. We are looking pretty good. Mo Shop's got a level. I would really have liked to get ourselves to level 16, but I think here's what we're going to do, guys. We are going to go ahead and wrap up the episode here. I'm going to go ahead and get myself and Spike back to base here, and I think in the next episode, we're going to start out by gathering some items to make some wooden structures, because going ahead and making the wooden structures is going to get us to level 16, which is going to get us the raft, which then we will be able to go ahead and start designing the raft and showing off kind of the way that I want to build this thing this time. I'm really excited for it. I hope you guys are too. With Spike, we did end up getting Carcass Carrier, if you guys aren't familiar with that trait. That is, or Carcass Bearing, I guess it's got a different name. It reduces the weight of carcasses in its inventory. So if I throw meat in its inventory, it goes from 4 pounds to 4 pounds? I guess maybe it affects here. It doesn't affect here. I don't know how this works. 4 and 1, that's 5. What? Is it... okay. Is it hide? 0.9. 0.8. Oh, I have the backpack on, so that's giving me a little bit of a bonus. Okay, you know what? Let's take the backpack off. Oh. Duh. Watch. All right, so we're at 1 pound, and in his inventory, it drops down 10%. Okay. But... oh, so carcass bearing is only hide? Probably hide and fur? That's silly. It should also be meat, too, right? Like, the carcass of the bot... like, the... I don't know. I'm overthinking this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put my backpack back on, which, of course, as I've explained many a time in ARK, using this backpack does give me a reduction to a lot of different items. It gives me a reduction to stone, thatch, flint, wood, metal, obsidian, a whole bunch of stuff. And because we're currently at the level 1, we get a 20% bonus. So we get a 20% reduction in weight. And I believe it goes 20%, 50%, 65%, which is why I really like using this backpack mod throughout my entire playthroughs. But like I said, guys, Spike and I are going to work our way back to base. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Spike, please follow me. Thank you. If you did, take a second. Make sure to hit that like button. On top of that, guys, if you're enjoying the series so far, you're excited to see more here on the Forever ARK series, take a second and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. I want to make sure that I don't end up falling off of a cliff or something, but I am going to wrap up the episode here. Okay, base is over there. I was kind of confused for a second where we were. Spike is following behind. Absolutely awesome. I will see you all in the next one.